Hey folks, Spencer 7x7 here with something completely different. Soon, the remake of Star Ocean 2 is coming out and some have been hyped for it because it was apparently the best in the series. On my previous channel, I did a let's play of Second Evolution and thought it was fine. It's an alright JRPG but not the best Star Ocean. It's a tad overrated in my opinion, and for me Divine Force is way better as well as another so game. I still remember the day I got the game. It was at a used game store back in Puerto Rico called Electronics Boutique. I had seen ads on it before and saw the big numbers, so I was interested. Even now, I am interested in large numbers. When I actually got the game, the box art was very mysterious. It was just an anime guy and girl. Nothing about the gameplay or what it is about. When I booted up the game, the intro was also mysterious, only giving hints that it was something sci-fi. After setting a couple of options, the intro begins, followed by one of the most beautiful songs ever made. I've been told by my legal team that playing the song will cause me to get a content hit, so I'll just post the name of the song. The game starts at a glacial pace, but eventually the action begins. I'll speak more about the gameplay later, but it's a refreshing change of pace. The main story of Star Ocean games is about a guy that gets stuck on a rinky-dink planet with magic. It throws you off the loop if you haven't played any so before, since nothing else hints at this. Not the box art or the intro. In fact, you do not get the girl and the party until disc 2. Also, this game has 2 discs, which it means it's gonna be good and meaty. The story is pretty standard fare, not the best or worse. You get to help hot anime girl with a war between her nation and another. This is most of the plot in disc 1. The English dub isn't the best, but it has its charm. The so bad it's good time.
So what I'm saying is, if we're gonna cooperate with someone, it might as well be that hot chick over there. Know what I mean?
Never change, Cliff, never change. Graphics are pretty good for a PS2 game. It was the first anime 3D game on PS2 I've played, so expectations were low. Overall, the plot doesn't matter as much since the main reason for liking the game is the gameplay. The main reason you want to play this is for the gameplay. It's a neat mix of sort of random encounters and action RPG. Similar to a fighting game, you have stamina and 2 attack buttons. You can either press it or hold for a skill. The game has many skills that you can customize based on strength and range. It works via an easy to learn rock paper scissors system. Normal attacks hit moving enemies or ones doing a heavy attack, but useless against guarding enemies. Heavy attacks can break shield, but you can easily dodge. Guarding helps against normal attacks but can't help against heavy. Skills can be either normal or heavy. However, heavy attacks consume more HP or MP. Speaking of which, unlike most RPGs, you can die of either HP or MP. This is something I haven't seen any other video game do and does add a layer of complexity. Characters like Cliff are weak in MP but beefy in HP, and Maria is the opposite. Although the game has many characters, only 4 of them are actually useful in my opinion. Fate, Cliff and Nell are going to be your bread and butter for most of the game. Once you get access to Maria, she can basically replace Nell if you want. Magic is slow in this game, so Sophia is basically near useless. Mirage is basically a shittier Cliff, and Adre is basically a shittier Sophia, as for the other 3. We will talk about them soon enough. Another neat thing about the combat system is, like fighting games, you can cancel an attack into another attack with another bonus, making this almost like a fighting game. AI starts dumb, but with more stats in their AI, they can be relatively reliable. You can stop CPU control or let them focus on attack, defense and a balance. You can also have the magic users focus on their magic or not. Back to the story, it is all relatively standard fare until you get a fair ways into the game, then the big curveball is thrown at you. If you haven't noticed, this part basically spoils the last half and finale of the game. If you want to go in blind and not know the story, you should quit this video now. Then again, this game is 20 years old, so a lot is fair game. Anyhow, you have been warned.
We learned of the existence of 4D beings.
At the second half of the game, it's revealed that the whole universe of Star Ocean is all basically a game, a large AI simulation of the universe called the Eternal Sphere. People play this for fun apparently in the 4D universe, which is a gray slab of boring. In a way it makes sense. Fate, Maria and Sophia have abilities that let them survive in the real world and change the game world. Fate himself has the power to be a nuke and Maria can modify objects. Sophia herself is basically a key to the real world and nothing else. Basically useless most of the time. The crew goes out of the game world into the real world and eventually try to convince the admin of the Eternal Sphere to not use their galaxy. However, this does not go well and he considers humanity a virus to be deleted. So he does the sensible thing and delete the whole universe XD. For some reason that even after playing the game recently last year I do not understand, they somehow survive. Is it because of their modified genetic code? The power of friendship? No one knows and the game knows you don't know so they hand wave it.
Does it really matter? Haven't we taken care of everything? If we have, then let's just leave it at that. Really?
A lot of people are not a fan of this plot twist since it ruins and invalidates the series and that nothing matters since it's all a game. However, I will talk about this from the perspective of someone who started the franchise with this game. The fact that this ending exists doesn't change the fact that what happened in Second Evolution and Divine Force was real from their perspective. In fact, you can say this is a good twist because it elevated the story in an otherwise standard JRPG. Since I didn't have the internet, simulation theory was a new concept for me. So when it was shown in this game, it blew me away. While I do disagree that this twist ruins the game, the execution of it is something to be left desired. When you reach the 4D universe, there's basically only 3 areas. A boring-ass city, an amusement park that's meant to look like the game world and Sphere 211. The lack of variety and creativity in the 4D universe and the fact that we don't spend much time on it, makes this a missed opportunity. Maybe in Star Ocean 7, we get more lore about the 4D universe and the birth of the Eternal Sphere, but considering a fair amount of fans don't want that, I see this near impossible, which is a shame because there is a lot of lost potential here. When I was a kid, saw another box art of the game, that was the apparent director's cut with more content than even the base game. When I got access online, I found out that the director's cut was a lie. Kind of. The original Japanese Star Ocean was made before the Square Enix merger, but it was filled with bugs and incompatibilities. Before this arrived in the USA, there was a director's cut edition that fixed most bugs and added new stuff. This is the version which 99% of the people know and played. Also there are actually 2 back covers for this game, a normal one and the mysterious one I had as a kid. I don't know which one is which. It is not an exaggeration to say that the post-game for this is bigger than the main story. There's too much stuff here to count, more characters, bonus dungeons, a fighting game mode. Yes, you can actually play this as a fighting game with costumes and all. You can use the costumes in-game if you collect enough trophies which are basically achievements. These also add new difficulty settings and the like. The bonus dungeons have more bad guys, bosses and items to collect and beat and takes advantage of the huge level 255 cap. To this day I have never beat the true final boss, even after 100 hours on a save file, and that's saying something. Another thing peculiar about this game is the ability to rename your characters. This is a useless feature because since the game is fully voiced, they will always call out the default name, but that is exactly why it's hilarious AF. However, not everything is peachy in this game. There's a lot of things in this game that don't make it as good. For one, Pepita, Allbell and Roger are total trash. Allbell tried to kill us and has a very sus design. Pepita isn't as bad but her gameplay is confusing and Roger is just basically useless. If you get Allbell and Roger in your save, you're gonna have a bad time, unless you're a Meso and like a bad time. The bonus dungeons can be fun, except for one. Sphere 211. Sphere 211 is exactly what it says, a large 211 core dungeon meant to test your patience. Only a small chunk can be accessed before beating the game, but after beating the game and the maze, you can explore all of it. Main issue with Sphere is that it doesn't keep track of the rooms you have gone through, making it an annoying maze. Rinse and repeat for all floors and you'll have a bad time. The fact that empty chests are a thing also is a big F you to the player. This game also has an item making system which you're gonna need to learn in order to beat these bosses. You can cheese early game with this, but the main issue with this system is that you have no clue where to get the godly creators and how to make these items. It's a miracle I was able to get to the final boss without a guide. Another bad part are the dragon puzzles, which make use of the PS2 pressure sensitive buttons. Emulating these is possible, but a pain in the butt. Also, as much as I like to praise the achievements, a lot of them need multiple playthroughs of the game, which can be annoying. Skipping cutscenes is also weird, since because of the way it works, you can accidentally skip one you don't want. For some reason or another, the final cutscenes cannot be skipped, which is a shame because they are long as fuck. One video has been as 44 freaking minutes, which was a lot in 2003 standards. Metal Gear Solid 4 wasn't a thing, so the world couldn't see the glory of the 80-minute plus finale. Speaking of finales, you can apparently get multiple endings in this game, but I somehow always get one. Call it skill issue all you want, but the private action system in this game sucks badly. You basically need a guide to get them. Second Evolution and Divine Force don't have this issue, and getting the ending you want is simple and intuitive. Finally, while the bonus battle system gives a lot of good bonuses, it can break easily, and it also goes away if you reload the game, making this a pain and a tease. Even though I have complained a lot the last section, Star Ocean 3 is a damn great game. The story and voice acting may not be the best, but the gameplay and content is top tier. In my opinion, every JRPG fan has to play this game or at least try it once. You can emulate it easily, which I do recommend, or buy it on PS4 or 5 for $21. $21 for the greatest game of all time? What a steal. If you watched this all the way through the end, thank you. If you just skipped here manually without watching,
bruh.
Nevertheless, I hope you like this and know why this game is truly the greatest of all time.